Hello, algebra students. Sorry I couldn't be in school today. This is just a short video to finish up topic 9 in that yellow linear equations review booklet that we started last week. This is where we left off, and we added on the top of this page that parallel lines have the same slope, and perpendicular lines you need to make two changes. The first one is change the sign, and the second one is flip the slope. So, for example, if you had a slope of 2, the slope of a line perpendicular to this line would be negative. Positive would become negative. And you would take the reciprocal or flip the slope. So I could put a 1 underneath here. 2 over 1 is the same as just 2. So if I flip that, I get 1/2. In first example, it said give an example of a line parallel to this given line. So this given line is in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. The slope is 3. So when I write an equation of a line that's parallel to that line, I also need to write a line that has a slope of 3, which I did right here, mx, and then I just picked a different y-intercept. So these two lines are parallel because they have the same slope. You could even write one without a y-intercept. You could just write y equals 3x. Now this one says give an example of a line that is perpendicular to this line. This line, again, is in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So the slope of this line is 2. So I need to write an equation of a line that is perpendicular to this line. So the new slope would be, this one's positive. My perpendicular line would have the opposite sign, so that would be negative. And if I flip 2, I get 1 over 2. So an example of a line perpendicular to this line would be y equals negative 1/2 x. I could put the same y-intercept. I could put any y-intercept, really. If the slopes are opposite reciprocals, then they are perpendicular. Okay, this one says write an equation of a line parallel to this line. This line is in slope-intercept form. So the slope is 2. If I'm writing the equation of a line that's parallel to that line, so this is like my new line, I'm going to need a point, which they gave me. What do you need to write an equation of a line? A point and a slope, and my slope will be 2. So this is not the y-intercept because the x value is negative 3. Remember, for it to be a y-intercept, the x value has to be 0. So I cannot use slope-intercept form. I have to use point-slope. So I would have y minus 1, because my y value is 1, equals m x minus, and then my x is negative 3. Okay, I'm going to put this in slope-intercept form just to practice that. I want to get the y by itself. First thing I would do would be take this minus a negative and make it a plus, and then distribute the 2. So I would have 2 times x, which would be 2x, and 2 times positive 3, which would be positive 6. Over here I have y minus 1. Remember, I'm trying to get y alone for it to be slope-intercept form. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides. So this would be y equals 2x plus 7. Okay. Now the next example says write an equation of a line perpendicular to this line. Well, the first thing I notice is this line is not in slope-intercept form. Y is not by itself. So before I find the slope of this line, I need to solve for y or get y by itself. So I'm going to begin by subtracting 4x from both sides. And I get 3y equals negative 4x plus 6, right? Small. Squeeze that in. Now 3 multiplied by y to undo multiplication. I'm going to divide all 3 terms, excuse me, by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So I have 1y equals negative 4/3 x plus 2. Just leave that as a fraction. Okay, now I'm going to write an equation for my new line. What do I need to write an equation of a line? I need a point, which which they gave me, -8, -5, and I need a slope. My line needs to be perpendicular to this line, so the slope needs to be the opposite reciprocal. This slope is negative, so mine will be positive. This slope is 4 over 3. Mine will be 3 over 4. So write your equation in point slope form. Y minus y, my y is -5, equals m 3/4. X minus, my x is -8. Okay, let's put this in slope-intercept form also. Let's solve for y. So first thing I'm going to do is write those minusing and negatives as a plus, and then distribute the 3/4. Multiply 3/4 times x, 3/4 x. 3/4 times 8. 8 times 3 is 24. 24 divided by 4 is 6. That's 6. If you can't figure that out quickly like I did, then just put that in your calculator. Put 3/4 times 8. Okay, remember I'm trying to get y alone, so let's subtract that 5 from both sides, and I get y equals 3/4 x. 6 minus 5 is 1, plus 1. Okay, I wanted you to for sure have this page done because you can use this booklet on your quiz, which is Tuesday. I will do these 2 pages when I return.